I was 24 years old, and my pregnancy was not planned. I'm not sure how God led me to Pregnancy Decision Health Center, but I definitely needed help with the crisis I was in. I just had no idea that they would play such an important role in my prenatal care. Without medical insurance for my pregnancy, my prenatal care was at the clinic, but it was PDHC that first informed me there were some issues with my blood pressure. In fact, PDHC had several times recorded my high blood pressure and suggested I immediately follow up with my doctor. And every time I did, the clinic said my blood pressure was fine, but it wasn't fine. PDHC was right. What happened next is forever etched in my memory. It was early morning, and there was a lot of blood. I called 911. I didn't know if my baby was alive or dead. When I got to the hospital and they hooked me up to the baby monitor, and when I heard the sound of that little heartbeat, it was the most beautiful sound I'd ever heard in my entire life. I had severe toxemia and then developed one of the most fatal complications of pregnancy, the HELP syndrome. Hemolysis, elevated liver enzymes, low platelets. There was only one cure. My pregnancy could not continue. The baby had to be delivered by emergency C-section 2.5 months early to save my life. I was minutes from death. He was born, but he was so little, his survival was uncertain. One thing was for sure, though. He would have had a better chance at survival had my pregnancy lasted longer, had the clinic diagnosed my high blood pressure like PDHC did, had the clinic been more concerned about me like PDHC was. I feel like God's purpose of having my pregnancy end early is because I've always been pro-life, and now I have a personal story of not only having an unplanned pregnancy, but a pregnancy that put my life in real danger, and something had to be done to save my life, literally within minutes, or I would have died. That was certain. The pregnancy ended by delivering the baby. So when anyone tries to argue that pro-choice argument with me about saving the mother's life, I'm just like, yeah, been there. And basically they can't argue with me. And whenever anyone wants to talk to me about a fetus not being a baby, well, they can't argue with me about that either, because I held a fetus in my arms with underdeveloped lungs, a heart that would sometimes stop beating, and even lanugo, the fine downy hair you see on a fetus. He weighed only 948 grams. I named him Daniel. He's my son. Now he's a strong, healthy, 14-year-old young man. When Daniel was born, I was only 6.5 months pregnant, and it all happened so quickly. I wasn't ready or prepared with anything at home for a baby, except for the baby layettes, baby blankets, and the crib I got from PDHC. And when I brought my baby home, that was all I needed, on top of the love I already had for him.